Hey, welcome back to the Engineer Channel. We're working on the Taco again today. Today, what are we doing? The suspension is completely worn out, 210,000 miles. We're gonna put some Old Man Emu suspension system on. It's supposed to give us a 3-inch lift. Let's see what that looks like, but before we get started, let's take some measurements. All right, so let's look at the front end. Before we get started, we're gonna measure from the ground to the top of the wheel well, which is 34 1/8. So if we put 3 on it, it should be 37 1/8. Let's go to the back. All right, the height of the back directly over the axle there is 34 3/4. 34 3/4. So let's see if it'll raise it up to 37. We got our rock sliders on here. This ought to get it where it rides right. We got a lot of popping, and if I mash on the brakes real hard, the rear end of the truck actually lifts down, up and then sets down. Let's see if we can get a shot of that. All right, so step one is basically tear your old stuff up. I got Victor down here, and he is taking apart the sway bar end links, which were they were a little bit past it. He's trying to get to that coil spring in here, take that loose, modify. They didn't send me any upper control arms, but I bet you they make it right. We're going to go ahead and take all that loose, get everything ready. We've got a new extended lower brake cable, flexible brake cable. We'll replace that. Anyway, we're dropping it down, but this is a 2-for-1 special. So at the same time, Philip is over here. He's doing the Lord's work underneath this truck because, as we know, Taco's #1 truck for the frame to rust out, and this one is no different. So he is going on, and he's putting on some Eastwood converter, and it goes on really nice. You can see it's really smooth. He's painted the inside and the outside of all that. So while we're doing the suspension, he's going to treat the frame. So maybe we won't get any more future rust. So he's going to town with the paintbrush back there. So shout out to Eastwood. Here's that shock we're going with. This is the Old Man Emu set. It comes with the coil spring already installed, so we didn't have to do the Death-O-Matic 9000 install there. There's the other one right up there, ready to go. I also got some new in that box right there. From partsgeek.com, we got us some new shackles for the rear leaf spring shackles for the rear end, because I'm sure those are worn out. So let's go see what else we got. We got Old Man Emu rear shocks. Look at there, we got brand new Old Man Emu leaf spring packs with the new bushings, drive shaft spacers, brake cable extensions front and back, right? And then we got, like I said, upper control arms coming in the mail. But once you get all this on, they're supposed to give us a 3-inch lift. And here's why these repairs always take longer than they should. Somebody has helped me out in the past and has broken a bolt that holds on the brake cables right there. So I have to re-drill and tap that. And then you talk about goofed up. I think Toyota must have, well, they did put the bodies on the frame afterwards, or else they would have turned that bolt around right there. So instead of going out that way, it would have come out this way, where you have room, because on this side, where that bolt comes out, the inner fender is right there. So I'm gonna have to kind of bend that out of the way to get that bolt head out, which that bolt's, a foot long, so come on, Toyota. Okay, here's mid-job update. Number one, I got a cold and I'm almost lost my voice, but these people on the internet, they're like, here's the tools that you'll need to do this job. Well, they're full of, they're always working on something that has 1,500 miles on it. But if yours is old and rusty like mine and has 200,000 miles on it, none of the bolts are coming loose. I'm just telling you that right now, okay? Here's the tools you'll need. Screwdrivers, extensions, pliers, crescent wrenches, pipe wrenches, screwdrivers, 9 different sizes of wrenches. You're gonna have to go buy some new wrenches because you don't have the right sizes in metric, I promise you. An impact, man, an electric impact saves the day. 4-weight, there's stuff over here, WD-40, you gotta have that. Gotta take all the skid plates off. Crowbars, pliers, screwdrivers, more crescent wrenches, cheater bars, curse words, extra bolts, extensions, nuts. I'm telling you guys. Whew. So this is where I am. I got the upper control arms in, got the coil springs in, and then these son of a gun bolts down here, one there and one back over there, the lower control arms on there. Forget about it. Those things are so rusty. I'm either gonna have to take the fire wrench to it or a Diablo blade on my Sawzall. So I just ordered some new lower control arms with the new ball joint down on the bottom, the whole business. So now I'm waiting on that, because the more you get into this, the more parts you need. You can't just replace the coil spring. Oh no. You're gonna have to replace the drag link ends over there. The sway bar ends over there. You know, while you're here, you might as well replace tie rod ends. You might as well, and then before you know it, every single part on the front end is new. So I'm waiting on parts for the front end. So I thought, what the heck? Now that we've got it torn up, let's tear up the rear end too. So while I'm waiting on parts up there, I think I'm gonna go and try and put these leaf springs in here. Now check out these leaf springs. This was no load in the truck. That dude is about as flat as you can get it, right? So if I get a spring with an arch in it, I may get a 5-inch lift out of this, who knows? Who thinks that this shock back here has been linking? I think that shock's not doing nothing. So we're fixing to bust this off and see if I can get this out of here. I don't know, wish me luck, folks. Hopefully these bolts come out. It's not a party till you have some fireworks, is it? The old cutoff wheel for that top nut on there. Holy cow, that dude ain't coming off. But I'm not asking anymore. Also, while you're doing this job, don't think that you're gonna do their back and put new leaf springs in and just do one side at a time. Forget about it. You can't get enough angle on the rear end as it drops on one side to get them in. There's no way. So you have to get everything both loose at the same time and then drop the whole differential at once. Please, you guys, use a bunch of jack stands. Use a bunch of jacks. Put everything you can under your car to keep it from falling on you. So right now it's all completely loose. And all I got to do now is basically just lower the differential and then slide the two bolts out, one front, one back, and the whole leaf pack ought to come out of it. I've got new leaf packs. Again, on this side, that friggin' top bolt on that shock mount broke it off. I got to grind it off with my grinder, but I will overcome. But anyway, there you go. Mid-project update. Let's keep going. Okay, we got the front end all back together. Lower control arms in, upper control arm in, and then new Old Man Emu shock. Now, you have to be creative how to get that ball joint back engaged and pull all that together. So we just ratchet strap the whole thing together and started cranking on it until it pulled in place. It's problem solving here. So anyway, we're fixing to move over to the other side. Maybe we can just do the same thing. Whoever on the internet said this installation takes 2 hours, I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of suspension pro or something, I don't know. Not the regular Joe. Okay, got the Old Man Emu rear leaf springs put in and the shocks. The front end back together again. I did find me some vintage mud flaps too. How you like those? You can get these on eBay. They're about $300, $250 to $300 a set. But they got the little 4x4 on them down there. That's pretty cool. I really dig them. But anyway, today the goal is to get the front end completely all torqued to spec. Let's check out this rear end though. New Old Man Emu shocks, springs, U-bolts, all bolted in. I haven't measured it yet, but it looks like about a 3.5-inch lift out of the whole deal. Front end needs just a little bit to put it back together here. But we got new lower A-arms, sway bar links, coilovers, Old Man Emu upper control arms, new tie rod ends, Pretty much everything on the front end is brand new. We got to hook the brakes back up. You see them over there. Hook the brakes up, get her back on the ground. And let's see if we can go for a rip maybe today. Let's see what that's looking like. So the goal today is to put all this back together and then go over every nut and bolt and torque it to the correct specifications. I'm not going over all that here. There's plenty of videos that show you exactly what all the torque ratings are here, but this will show you what that Old Man Emu 3-inch lift looks like on the little single cab Taco. Now, one of the things about these guys, you do have a one-piece drive shaft, so we did not have to do the drive shaft spacers on this. And I talked to Eddie over at Modify, and he said, no need for it. The drive shaft angle will be fine. Done lots of them and no problems with these. So I hope he's right. No vibrations, what we're hoping for. Okay, here's the after shot. Got the before and after with our little 3-inch lift. Check out the Taco. Everything's put back on it. Now I need to get me some little bit meatier tires and put on there. Since I started this project, we have got my license plate tucked in now because the car wash kept ripping that off. We have rock sliders on the side now. Again, those are off of a Jeep. We got all our front suspension. It's been to the alignment shop and it's all greased, as you see. New extended brake cables put in place. We got the rear suspension, leaf springs and shocks, and new brake cables. You can see them down there. Got all that done. Got the windows tinted. Got limo on the back and then dark as you can legally go in Texas on the front. And then coming around, you see, oh, come on, focus. There's our little vintage mud flaps we got put on here. They were in pristine condition. Got some of those on Facebook Marketplace. Love it. Little 4x4 on there. And then here it is from the other side. So anyway, all lined up. Drives good, drives straight. But I'm here to tell you, it's a little bouncier than with the old worn out shocks that I had before, right? So if you're thinking you're gonna have a nice lifted, smooth ride, no, you're gonna feel every bump on the road. But I think it looks fantastic. Let's see exactly how much lift we did get. Okay, let's start off here in the front. So like we measured before, from the ground to the top, it was 34 1/8 before. It is 38 1/4 now. So we got 4 1/4 inches on that side. Let's see what we got over here. This was 34 3/4 before, if you remember. And now we're at 38 1/2. So we got almost 4 inches in the back. So there you go. This is, again, the Old Man Emu spring and lift kit. So about 4 inches on both sides. And I'm going to tell you, it's a noticeable difference, especially also when you climb into it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a comment if you got any question about the parts we used on this or anything. But I think the old Taco is looking pretty spoofy. Let's go. Thanks for watching the Engineer Channel. I'll see you back here next time.